Hello, people. How y'all doing today? It is a beautiful day, energetic, motivated, and people that stopped and linked into my video. I greatly appreciate you giving a moment to listen to this. I just want to share quickly what are my goals, what I'm definitely attacking, and what gonna be on the table and guarantee for the American people. I'm gonna go through it quickly because there's so much that I'm focusing on and getting on. And the first thing, if I ever get to the house, is attacking the corruption system and re-cleaning that out. And anybody that has any corruption or any scandals or any type of criminal conduct behavior will be contempt in court and indicted. The second one will be the tariff. Tariff, whatever Trump did not pay back, we pay back to everybody, legitimate. And then whatever is remaining will be given to people in check monthly. And that, I vouch on that one. And then after that, any tariff that be coming in, then the American people will be receiving a monthly check from the tariff from that point on. So that is financial monthly to every American people. And then definitely we're going to tax the billionaires. When taxing the billionaires, big techs, the corporates, warehouses, everything else, because they're not getting away with it. Now the American people, I'm working on it because I don't understand why we keep printing money and then we have to pay taxes. That don't make sense. So the American people should not be paying no tax at all because the printing machine is just automatically printing without giving positive feedbacks of usage of the money, and the amount of money they're printing is biggest corruption they have going right now. And then the other one is the universal health care package with insurance package in it. I laugh because a lot of Democrats saying that, not Democrats, let me take that back because that's saying it the wrong way. A lot of politicians saying there's universal health care, but do they have the layout? Do they have the plans? Do they have who's going to pay for it? How it's going to get done? They just saying it verbally. When you say something, you better have actions and breakdowns and diagrams, the whole mechanism to it. You can just say something, oh, we're going to have universal health care. But if they ask you a question about it, do you have the proper response to that? No, I do, because I created that healthcare package. That's why everything I'm sharing, I'm not sharing the whole mechanism, metrics of it, how it operates, coordinate, and and GDP of it. And then the other one is raise the food stamps, food snap recipient. And there we could put up some more money for the people because that's to try to reshape America back out from hunger, poverty, and everything. But there's going to be packages now from that point on. Whoever gets food stamps will not be sitting in a couch every day expecting money every month or food stamps. There are now 3 choices of package, which is the most trade revenue in our country, which is technology, technology, food and beverage industry, and health, industry medicals. So you take a course of that, and the government here, the state, helps you provide for that. That's all breakdown. I'm just going quickly, just reading over the caps of what I got to offer for the American people. And so that's a good act. And then I have the education skill upgrade act with teachers and AIs in the school, and also with many programs in the school education to help low minorities, people in poverty trying to get back on their feet. That's the goal, is to help everyone get out of that crisis, help everyone get out of that poverty of struggle. This is done. This is the final stage. We are now entering a new prosperity, and I guarantee you that. And that's a mandatory. That's not I promise you, no, this is mandatory. This is what I have on hand, on deck, ready for the American people. And so we have the health cap package where, say an example, you go to Europe and you have an issue there and you have to go to the hospital. Well, the hospital in Europe would not reject you, would not give you the cheesiest, cheap medical attention. No, they're going to give you the same high quality medical attention as you get here in America, in Europe, or anywhere across the countries. That's what's called universal health care. And also the package, the medicine, everything. When I get to that podium with cameras and mics, I'm gonna lay out the whole mechanism. Everybody's gonna be dropping down like, what the hell? Why we didn't have this years and years ago? Because the whole protocol and the ecosystem of the old ecosystem was built for that, built for their benefits and for our slavery, but in a modern advanced style, and to destroy us, to make us slave for the rest of our life. And that's done. That shit is over. And then also, what that was the education, healthcare, and then the seventh one was free house care, caregiving for elderlies. There's a lot of elderlies out there that don't have families or money to go to elderly homes, and they sitting in a house, and their house is pretty much dismantling because they elderly. They don't have the same energy and ability that we have at a younger age. So I created a program where the state will provide a list of those elderlies that don't have that type of help, and we go cut their yard, do their laundry, cook meals, attend them, to check on them 3 times a day, make sure they're going to their doctor's appointment, getting the right prescriptions, taking their medications on time. That is because all that is going to create labor, jobs for everyone here, in every source of every area of the fields, in every department. That is my goal, is to build the revenue beyond 10 times folded of whatever's been folded in America and in the global world. And then the next one, which would be number 8, because I'm reading them out, will be raise the minimum wage, breaking down of the economic and inflation and the cost of living, the cost of everyday usage of needs, and breaking down that financial, a fair living wage where we could go back to mid-class and all that. I want to go minimum wage at $24 an hour, and that's for every employee. Also, that's no more just $24 an hour. That's $24 an hour plus the union care. Every job's going to have a union. Every industry, every company, every corporate is going to have the union involved, because that's how we secure our employees, our democracy, our people getting fired for no reason. The union's going to protect the staff and the workers from these oligarchies just firing them overnight because they got a rampage and an air up their ass that they're going to hire 500 AIs to eliminate 5,000 workers. No, that's not going to work no more like that. The union's going to come in and take effect to that. The next one's number 9, which is Growth in Our Labor Act. And Growth in Our Labor Act, that everyone here is privileged to use their skills, the ability to start their own retails, bringing in manufacturers, bringing in our own production, our labor is going to go up way skyrocket. It's going to bring so much labor that we're going to need to bring immigrants in, and I don't call immigrants, other workers from other nations to come contribute in America to growth it. That's what's called the Labor Manufacture Act, which is, getting our ranchers back on track, our farmers back on track, creating our cattle, producing our cattle, our chicken, our meats, and our processing here in America, using these empty lands as around the world in America, start producing our own vegetables, our crops, our herbs, our everyday edible eating stuff that we need, and our soya beans, our coffee beans, our sugar canes, all that. Because we got too many empty lands around every state that could be used for some production or manufacture any products that be beneficial for the American people. And then when it comes to that, the farmers ranch, and we have all the unions, the packers. There's no more third party involved in those farmer ranch. We will provide immediately best tractors, best seeds, best fertilizer. They're not chemical hazard to the American people or to humanity or society. And that also involves with the union workers as well. Every job in labor now is going to have a union behind it, because that is to secure your job from getting fired from some BS excuse that a manager just took anger towards you. No, that's going to stop. I've seen that down too many years down my lifetime, especially in the food and beverage industry. And then, where's number 10? Okay, number 10. This is the one that a lot of people is going to holler and fight and fit, but they're going to have to suck it up, because this is what's called reality. This is what's called equal fairness. That's why I created a law that's called Same Fair Equal Treatment Act. It means that a woman gets the same equal fair treatment act as a man. Equal fair treatment as in jobs, skills, respect, loans, opening his own business, anything. Because we're men don't mean we have more powers than women. No, they are flesh and human like us. There's no gender in my view. There's only one gender, humanity. When God made us, he made us into a humanity, and he made us with 3 symbols in us. Blood is the same color, we feel the same pain and emotion, and we all cry and have the same structure of body of any other culture. We are all human equally. And that's why it's called the Same Fair Equal Treatment Act. And so women could be able to get a loan, they could run for president, because I've seen many times down the road that there's a lot of skilled, talented women out there that didn't get the opportunity in that job or that raise or that promotion, because here comes a young fellow guy that just learn from books and not learn also by hands-on field. And the woman that's been learning by books and hands-on field should have that equal privilege and the right to get that job title. But since she's a woman, she got turned down. No, not no more. It's a Same Fair Treatment Act. And so that's where I'm coming from. So number 11. Number 11 is called, oh yes, this is important. This is very important to me, and this is what matters to me, and this is what I'm majorly going to attack and be very tight and crucial on. It's called Universe Children Safeguard Unit. And that's like a unit department like the FBI, like the Homeland Security. Well, a lot of these ICE that I'm getting out of the street and out of all that, I'm turning ICE into a different department. And they're gonna go through progress and program and all the requirements. And that's why it's called Universe Children's Safeguard Unit Department, which is law enforcement that monitors, everything, and takes care of every needs that a children needs, from home to food to clothing to education to transportation to protection from any pedophile or any human trafficking. Well, all that's going to stop. I have no worry about that. That's all going to go into the wind because we are going to change, and it's going to call the Eco Globe Path Road Humanity Society Clarity System. And then number 12, which is tighten and fixes our our border lines, our immigration lines. Well, all that's gonna come into a different effect, but we still to this moment, to while we working on the progress and how to mechanize it much better, we're gonna tighten that border with the ICE agents. We're not gonna have no more ICE agents running through states no, this is a land of freedom. We don't need to be monitored or dictate or tell us what to do or how to spend our money or how to use our skills. So all that's gonna change in life.